Hello and welcome to the next edition of Free Time Builds. As always, I'm Kevin, and today we're going to continue our Halloween themed building. We're going to be building a wooden jack-o'-lantern. We're going to be building it out of a fence picket, which I got from my local box store at for around $2. And the paint is pumpkin orange from your local craft aisle of your big box store. The big container was probably about $3-4, and I just used a couple squirts of it, maybe 35-40 cents of paint. I did do 3 layers because I did make a prototype, as you can see, a couple months ago, and I only did 1 layer, and one layer was too thin, so I did 3 layers each time letting it dry. And I came much darker and much more distinguished, much more pumpkin looking. And the other thing, the other big change I made for this, I found when I put the sides next to the face instead of behind it, there's gaps in here. I nailed this really good, I glued it, and there's still some small gaps, and let the light shine through and to distract from the cut out of the face. So when you're building this, what I found also from that prototype is to take the sides and put them behind the face board, and you won't have those gap issues shining light through and distracting from your nice cutout. So let's get building and let's get to it. Alright, now that we have our frame cut, sanded, nice and smooth now we're going to talk about cutting the face. There's a couple ways to cut the face. You can free draw it, you can print something out, or if you have like a plastic stencil, I actually bought a kit for I think maybe $5 off Amazon. I got 25 faces. Cool. They're all individual and different, so I'm going to find one I like. I'm going to double stick some tape, I'm going to pencil, face it out. And then I'm going to use mainly a router to route it out, and for the small edges I might use the Dremel. Alright, so we have our outline here, our face that we're going to be routering out in my case, or however you're going to cut yours out. If you are using a router, it does kick up a lot of fine dust. Please make sure you're wearing some kind of face mask. I personally like to wear a respirator. This, I've had for a while. I paid over a normal price for it because I bought this as a spare one during the height of COVID as an emergency service worker. So I paid extra for it, but we only get one pair of lungs, so it's worth the investment in my opinion. We're going to clamp this down, and we're going to get routing and get this going here. Okay, so we have this thing clamped and secured because we're going to try to hold this with our hand. We want to be able to have both hands operating and help guide the router. We have plenty of light. We're going to put our respirator on to protect our lungs because, like I said, this kit picks up a lot of fine dust. We won't be breathing that in. Here we can see the face after the first pass with the router. It's nice, its edge is depth, and we're just gonna have the router go through. We're about halfway through, so we're gonna drop it down all the way through and finish hollowing it out, and then we'll have our face cut out. So here I found that my router can't go deep enough to go all the way through. So I did one side, then I flipped it, I did the other side. This does present a challenge with the nose pieces, so I was going to take my drill and a bit, make some starter holes. Now I can see where to go with my router. And now I can come from the other side and finish it out. Alright, so now that we got our face cut, we're going to go ahead and do another finish of this, another round of the sanding. Don't ever plug a sander in on your lap. God forbid you forget you turned it off. That would be very bad. We throw some TP on for the sanding. Do a quick little sand. Look, there's our ghostly jack-o'-lantern face. Wunderbar. Now we got our nail gun. Let's start putting this all together. Okay, now that we have our four sides of our face cut out, obviously if you still have some markings like I know on the back, or it's not as nice, use the opposite side as your front facing. Now we're going to put this together. We're going to use some glue, and we're going to use some brad nails. If I have brad nails, you can just glue it, or you can tap it with a nailer, you know, whichever you want to do. Like I said, just when you're doing it, remember you want the face
to only have the one side shown.
Alright, so here is our box, right? The chassis, whichever, base. So now we know the size that we have to make our top, because we can measure from here and here and make our top. Now, of course, we want to make it a little overhanging. And then, you know what? Here, let me get my prototype. All right, now that we're all done and it's painted, it had some time to dry. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there's 3 coats of paint on this. I didn't paint the bottom. I may not, because we can see the bottom anyway. I'll probably paint it to help protect the wood, because I know some people will probably put this outside. I just used some basic orange pumpkin paint I found in the craft section of the local big store. Like I said, probably about 25-35 cents worth of paint. On the inside, the light's reflecting pretty good. On my prototype, I did paint the inside yellow. I guess I'll take it outside and see how it does. But definitely putting the face forward and having the sides go behind it really helps for with light and no cracks. And then we have our lid, and I think it came out much better. And using the router, was excellent. I know some people out there, batches out, they have a CNC machine or a laser cutter and they can do all that fancy stuff. I thought this was a really nice thing because I enjoy working with my hands, and you know, like I said, it really took time and developing more skill with the router, making different cuts and curves and everything, and going at different depths, and going through taking my time with a tool that I'm getting more and more familiar with and is building my competence with. Just makes me want to do more projects and makes me think I can do more skill set in the future. What I really think about is you know, trying these projects in your free time and just developing your skills and yourself as a person. See you next time.